All right, maybe my favorite college football story in a good while, and I've been covering a lot on this channel, might finally be coming to an end as Michigan head football coach Jim Harbaugh is accepting his 3-game suspension from the Big Ten. This has been a wild story going on for the past month. The alleged sign stealing, we got undercover agents, video cameras, stuff like that, and what was heading towards a hearing on Friday morning, possibly an injunction by the university and a judge to get Harbaugh back on the sidelines for the Maryland game and the Ohio State game, is all for naught. They're ending the hearing. They're going to drop the case. They're not going to file for an injunction. Harbaugh is going to accept his 3-game suspension from the Big Ten. And in return, the university is saying they found no correlation between Harbaugh and the sign stealing issue, no connection whatsoever, and they are ending their investigation. So that just leaves whatever the NCAA is going to try and dig up and do. And I think this was kind of a handshake. We're going to agree on this. We're done with this. Harbaugh sits out these 3 games, and Michigan has been fighting ferociously for Harbaugh, coming up to bat every time they needed to. They're fighting hard for him. And it's, I think, because they believe Harbaugh's not going anywhere now. Harbaugh's going to stay at Michigan. He's going to see this thing out and keep building a program that honestly has been the cream of the crop in the Big Ten the last 2 years, 2 straight college football playoffs. The biggest news with this is Harbaugh's going to be out for the Ohio State game. Now, we know Mr. Born on third base, Ryan Day, is giddy as a schoolgirl because his job was on the line if he didn't have Harbaugh coaching against him. He needs that one up. He can't lose that game. If he loses to Michigan for a 3rd straight year, his ass is getting a pink slip. He's out the door. And Michigan, this is the best team they've had in a long time. And we saw that this weekend. They go on the road to number 10 Penn State, and they dominate them without Harbaugh. Harbaugh's built an incredible program up in Michigan. He may rub people the wrong way. He seems to rub a lot of people the wrong way, but the man knows how to coach football. He's built a winner up there in Michigan. They didn't need him on the sideline. They didn't even need their 1st-round draft pick quarterback to even throw a pass. J.J. McCarthy, 1 pass attempt in the second half, and it was a pass interference, so officially 0 pass attempts. A dominating performance. But it kind of takes a little bit of luster off that Ohio State-Michigan game. Boy, would I've liked this to get an injunction, have a judge file a cease and desist, get Harbaugh back on the sidelines, see him in that game, because that's essentially a playoff game. Ohio State, Michigan, both teams should be undefeated heading into that matchup. Both teams ranked in the top 3. The winner of that going to get an Iowa team who can't score any points in the Big Ten title game. So this is a de facto playoff game, and I wanted all the drama. I wanted all the extra there. Now, Harbaugh's going to be able to coach throughout the weeks. He's just not going to be able to be on the sidelines in Columbus, and that's a real shame. You really want that game. You wanted the extra eyes on it, but this looks to be coming to an end. I'm kind of sad that this story is gone. There feels like there's so much more out there for them to get after, like what's going on with Connor Stallions. He got fired. Is there going to be any repercussions for all of his nonsense, or is he just like a blacklisted guy in all of college football? Maybe the government will hire him as a secret agent man because he seems to be able to blend in, get undercover. Now, they did eventually find him with the fake goatees and the glasses, so maybe he's not the best undercover guy. But a story that seemed like it was getting better and better each and every week. A major injustice, it felt like, to give Harbaugh a 3-game suspension. Ultimately comes to a close and kind of a whimper. They don't really fight it out. Like I said, I think this was a backdoor deal, kind of a wink and a nod, a handshake, like this is it. No more investigations, no more suspensions. We're going to openly come out and say Harbaugh's not attached to this whatsoever, and this is just a punishment against the university. That's why he's allowed to coach during the week, and I think Michigan was okay with that. Michigan said, all right, we can get this behind us. We beat Ohio State. We get into the playoff. Now, everyone's going to be talking about this entire scandal. If Michigan goes on to win a national championship, there's going to be a lot of people really salty, start talking about an asterisk on this. And I don't know how I feel about this. This is kind of in a gray area, it feels like. This is not the Astros banging on trash cans, but this isn't nothing. This is kind of something. Now, the rules are really weird that you can scout out of season opponents, not in-season opponents, in person. Everyone's kind of sign stealing. You've seen this from a lot of coaches. That's why this wasn't a death penalty hammer type situation. Feels like a lot of coaches and a lot of universities are doing something like this. Maybe they aren't as open to it, or they just haven't gotten caught yet. It doesn't feel like there's been a large outcry besides the Big Ten teams who are trash can each and every single year. and then obviously Ryan Day, because he knows his job's on the line. Everybody else kind of like in the rest of college football, in the top tier teams, upper echelon of programs, are kind of like, yeah, we're getting signs. We know we're getting signs, but everyone's stealing our signs. We're okay with it. Like, it's just kind of part of the gig. We know that's happening. So all in all, I'm glad the situation is over, even though I wanted to see a little bit more juiciness because I absolutely love this story. Harbaugh done for 3 games, will not coach the rest of the regular season, and maybe they get a bowl game, but everything's going to ride on that Michigan-Ohio State game in 2 weeks. I wish Harbaugh was on the sidelines for that game. Him and Ryan Day maybe have a fist fight in the middle because those two guys do not like each other, but it takes away a little from it. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Is the punishment good? Are you okay? Just 3 games, and we're going to call it a day as with the Big Ten findings saying that Harbaugh didn't really know about this. It makes a lot of sense. How can you possibly know about this? You just give this guy a job. Hey, decipher their signs. Here's tape. And the kid comes back and you know their signs, like, oh, this guy's good at his job. Keep doing it. It could be that simple. You don't know this guy's buying tickets, going around, scouting people, videotaping them. You just give him, he's a low-level employee. You give him a job, and he does a good job at it. You don't really ask questions. But let me know how you feel about this. Do you think it should have been more? Are you good with this? Do you wish he was coaching in that Ohio State game to get it going? Did Ryan Day leak this entire story to get this whole thing kicked off? I want to know what you guys think in the comments below. Again, like this video if you haven't already. It really helps us out in the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to the channel if you're not. New sports content every single day. If you want to support the channel more, click that join button, join up channel memberships. It really helps me out a lot. You get access to early content, exclusive content, lots of cool stuff. Allows me to keep making this great content for you guys every single day. Again, like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.